Hello grade 3, how are you doing? Hope everything is fine and okay. So today we have a new unit, which is unit 9, lesson 1. Our lesson is, what are some physical properties? Physical properties. So please open your page 352. Your page 352. Okay. We have over here, it's everything as a big title. What we can say, or what we can call everything. Anything in our word could be something. What we call it, what is keyword? Anything that takes up space and has mass from grade 2, if you remember it. What is it? I guess you guessed it. So it's a matter. Okay, what is matter? Matter is anything that takes up space and it has mass. Okay, your science book takes up more space than your pencil does. Did you know what no two things can take up space or the same space? So, you describe matter by naming its physical properties. Here, let's talk about matter. Anything in this world is a matter, even as people. We are matter. The air that we breathe is a matter, okay? This pencil, this book, everything is a matter because it takes, anything that takes space is a matter. Now, the physical properties, and you remember this from grade 1 and grade 2, a physical property is a characteristic of matter that you can observe or measure directly. Okay, for example, we have big and small. This is the size. Red, blue, any other color, so which is the color. And the texture, soft or hard, etc. and etc. So here we have a matter could have different colors, as well it could have a texture, as well how easily an object can be changed, name a hard object, so yeah, as well as the size, here it is, okay, and the shape. So the size, it means is it big or small, and the shape, for example, is a triangle, is a star, a heart, etc., etc. Okay, interesting. So what they said here, how much matter? How we can know how much matter we have? Actually, we can measure it. Mass is the amount of matter an object has. Mass is also a measure of how hard it is to move an object. The more mass an object has, the harder it is to move it. Of course, I can move this pencil easily, but could I move a whole desk easily? No, it's gonna be harder for me. So it depends on the mass. Of course, the desk is heavier than the desk or the table is heavier than my pencil. So I can move my pencil easily, but I can't move the desk easily, okay? We can measure our mass using a balance or a scale, as you can see over here. And you can use our amount like we already took in math, I believe, which is grams, okay? What is the volume now? Okay, we know that the mass is the amount of matter that an object has. What about the volume? The volume is the amount of space that it takes. For example, I have this cup again over here. If I will fill it with water, the water or the volume of water is what's inside of this cup. Okay, so volume is amount or the amount of space that it takes. To find the volume of a cube or a rectangular solid, multiply the length by its width and height. The length, width, and height of the small cube below are 1 centimeter. So here what we're gonna do, if you see it, we will just multiply our cubes over here. So we're gonna take the numbers that they gave us, and we're gonna multiply them to length and the width and the height, like this. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, it's gonna give us 8. So it's 2 by 3, let's say. 2 3 times, let's say, which is 8, okay? But what I wanted you to see and to understand, our cubic centimeters. I hope that you asked in your secrets, teacher, what is this measure or this unit of measure? Okay, let me tell you. The cubic centimeter, we can write it like this, cm3. It means we have 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're multiplying this by this by this. So we have it 3 times. For this reason, I'm writing 3 up there, okay? In case you're asking, you're not asked to know that, but I know that you are very smart and in your inside, I'm sure you're asking everything. So I'm just trying to guess what your questions could be, and I'm answering it. Okay. Now here, they said, use a graduated cylinder to measure the volume of a liquid. The units are in the millimeters. Like this, we write it milliliters, sorry. Okay, you can also use it to find, 2 3 times, let's say, which is 8, okay? But what I wanted you to see and to understand, our cubic centimeters. I hope that you asked in your secrets, teacher, what is this measure or this unit of measure? Okay, let me tell you. The cubic centimeter, we can write it like this, cm3. It means we have 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're multiplying this by this by this. So we have it 3 times. For this reason, I'm writing 3 up there, okay? In case you're asking, you're not asked to know that, but I know that you are very smart and in your inside, I'm sure you're asking everything. So I'm just trying to guess what your questions could be, and I'm answering it. Okay. Now here, they said, use a graduated cylinder to measure the volume of a liquid. The units are in the millimeters. Like this, we write it milliliters, sorry. Okay, you can also use it to find the volume. Of course, how we measure liquids, we talked about this before. We measure liquids, for example, with liters. Now, here, we're gonna use a graduated cylinder. We call it a graduate because we have those lines over here that gives us even the small amount. For this reason, we are using the milliliters, which is like the milliliters, which is less than liters even. Okay, so here they only ask you to see where it stops and where the water stops and how we can measure it. So we have here the number, which is 60. So we're gonna say 60 milliliter ml. Here we're gonna see it's near to 70, but it's not 70. So it's 60, here 65. I hope that you can see. So it's near to 70, but it's not 70. Here is 65, 66, 67. So it's about 67 milliliter. I'm just looking at the picture and answering. You can do the same. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the volume of the water plus the volume of the shell. Here we have the water with the shell, and here we have only water. We would really know the volume of the shell. How we can know? As we said over here, we already know the volume of the water, and here we already know the volume of the water. Here we already know the volume of the shell and the water. Now we only want to know the volume of this shell over here. What we can do? Guess. Super grade 3. What we're gonna do is we will write the volume of the water plus the shell, which is this one, the volume here, which is 67 milliliter. We're gonna minus from it the volume of the water only, which is 60 milliliter. Now 67 minus 60 is 7 milli. No. No. We're not gonna use milliliter again. Tell me or ask me why. Because milliliter is for liquids. We just said it here for liquids. But for solids, what we use? Cubic centimeters. Super. And the shell is a solid. For this reason, I'm gonna use cubic centimeter. You can write it, or I'm gonna just write it like this. Okay, I hope that you understood this. Let's move on to hot and cold. And what is temperature? Obviously, we all know this. Temperature is the measure of how warm something is. We measure temperature again with the thermometer. Super. So we already know all that. Now, here they said, what temperature does this thermometer show? Actually, it shows, let's see, 23 degrees Celsius. And it shows, if I'm counting from this side, and now if I'm counting from here, the Fahrenheit, it's gonna be, let's see, here is 70, which is in the middle, then 71, here could be, here, 75. So it's a 75 Fahrenheit. That's it. Super easy. So basically what you're gonna do, the same thing over here. I'm gonna let you do it by your own. Just turn off the camera and then come back. So here we have a 32, and here is a 90, and here is a 20, and here is a 68. Okay, I hope that your answers are correct. Let's move on to the exercises. They said this crop takes up space and has mass. So they said you write the vocabulary term that match the picture. So this picture is it takes space and it has mass. As I said, it's a super matter. Please try to answer those by your own and then come back to the video so you check your work. So it's better to work it by your own, please. Solve it by your own. Now here, the blue color is a characteristic of the kite over here. So the blue color, or the colors in general, what are they? They are physical properties. Physical this is R. Property. And this is T. Okay? Now, this, what we have here. So, this manatee has a large amount of matter. Okay, so how we can know an amount of a matter? What is it? I guess you know it. Super. Mass. Okay, now this umbrella takes up a lot of space. What space it could take? When something takes a lot of space, or we can say it takes up space, it means we're talking about volume. Last but not least, we have this thermometer. Tells how hot it is today. So how hot something is. So how hot it means temperature. Super. Temperature. Excellent, grade 3. I'm so proud of you. Let's do the next page together. So physical properties, we're gonna just choose from here physical properties. A physical property could be mass, could be volume, could be color, for example, could be temperature. All those could be a physical property. A thermometer is not a physical property. Milliliter is not a physical property at all. So only those 4 are correct, basically. For this reason, we wrote them over here. Sorry. So that's it for today. I hope that you understood it. Thank you so much for watching grade 3. See you soon. Goodbye.